What is going on, guys? It is Max here, and today I'm here to bring you a coding video. And in this series that I plan to do, we are going to be using a program called processing. Now, it's basically a very simple version of Java, all it really is. And it's very easy to download as well. You don't have to set up workspaces or anything like Ellipse because I have Ellipse right here. See, yeah. It doesn't take a whole lot of work to set up. You just do 1, 2, 3. So all you have to do is first open up your browser, go to processing.org. Then you end up on this page, and then you click on the download link. Then you select whatever operating system you have, Windows, Linux, Mac, 64-bit, 32-bit, blah blah blah. And then you download it and you just extract it to wherever you want. And you just run the file. I already did it, so I'm not going to repeat it again. I hope that you can figure it out. So after you've extracted all of it, what I did is I just made an easy little shortcut on my desktop. So I already, I can just double click on this, and if it will double click, hold on, whatever, I have a window open already right here. Now what we're going to be learning about in this current tutorial is shapes, like points, lines, all that stuff. So I'm going to teach you about the basic shapes that processing this program offers. The first shape we have, or not really a shape, is a point. In order to plot a point on the window, you would do point, parenthesis, let's say 5, 5, I don't know. Then you close parenthesis, semicolon, and then if you were to click this button, which looks like a play button, it's the run button, starts up your program, and you get this. You can hardly see it, it's like right here. It's like a tiny little speck. So yeah, points aren't very useful unless you want to like I don't know, I'm not sure what you would use a point for. But before I go on, I'd like to tell you something. This program processing doesn't use a normal God, I forgot what it's called. It doesn't use a normal 4-quadrant grid. It has its own grid where, in this case I'm just going to run the program, where this side is x, except positive x goes down, negative x goes up, and this is y. I mean, no, oh my god, I'm being really dumb, I'm sorry. This is x, this line here, positive x is going this way, and this is y. Positive y is going downwards. So it's only 1 quadrant. But it is a very simple program, and it's for people. It's mainly used to get started in programming. I'm pretty good myself, so I just wanted to do a couple tutorials of something that I know that I'm good at. So yeah. So now that you know how the grid works, let's continue to our next shape, or not really shape, but this is going to be a line. So what you would do to graph a line, you would type in line, parenthesis, point A, which in this case we can have 5, 5, and then you type a comma again, and then you type your second points, which would be, we will do 95, 95, close parenthesis, semicolon, and we are done. Now we have a line going basically halfway across the grid. So yeah, just to recap, this is the first point. These first two numbers, they're going to be your first point. It doesn't matter what order you do them in, but I mean, I don't know, it doesn't matter. So yeah, just do it any way you want. And then you'd have to have a comma again. You don't have a space, you just have another comma, and then you plot your second points. Now the next shape we are going to do, or to use, I guess you could say, is a rectangle. So what you would type in is rect, like R-E-C-T, parenthesis. Now what's pretty cool about these rectangles is you only have to give it a starting point, and then you just type in the dimensions. So what we could do is 5, 5 as our starting point, comma, and then your base and your height of this rectangle. So we can make the base 80, 50, and that will be our triangle. Close it off with a parenthesis and a semicolon. Run the program, and we have a triangle, not a triangle, rectangle, nicely on our little grid. By the way, just so you know, these windows, like these gray spots, the gray places are the windows, basically. and they always start off as 100 by 100. If you want to resize it, then what you would do is you would type in size, parenthesis, and however big you want it. So you could type in 150, 150. Not 1,500. 150 by 150. Parenthesis, semicolon, and then you have a bigger window, as you can see. Next, what we are going to be doing is the ellipse, or circle if you want to make it perfect. Now, similar to the rectangle, all we have to do is type in ellipse with 2 L's. There's no way that they shorten this, so you have to type in the full word. Then we give them our starting point, which will be 5, 5. And then we give them our dimensions, which we will do 50, 50. Close parenthesis, semicolon, run our program, and we have a circle there. Now the reason it's not working as well as we wanted to is because it plots this point in the center. This is where the center of the circle will be. So if we want to center it in the paper, we just do 50, 50, 50, 50. So we just type in that, and we run our program, and we'd have a circle right in the center of the paper. Now also, wait, why am I saying paper? But either way, also, the way this program works is that depending on the order you type in the code, that's how shapes will overlap each other. So if we have an ellipse and then we have a line, rectangle, then we'll give it points of 45, 45, which will be our center point. No, the top left point of the rectangle. Then as dimensions we can do 30, 30, close parenthesis, semicolon, and then we have that. Now see how the the square, in this case, is overlapping the ellipse, or circle, as we have it. If we were to move this line of code up one, which you actually can't really do, you have to retype the code. So if we just get rid of all of this and then we redo that, rectangle, or just rect, parenthesis, 45, 45, 30, 30, close parenthesis, semicolon. Then on the next line we type in ellipse, parenthesis, 50, 50, 50, 50. Oops, not 5, 50. Close parenthesis, semicolon. Then we get this. So as you can see, depending on what order you write them in, they will overlap each other differently. So then, our final basic shape in processing is going to be the triangle. Now, I didn't mention this earlier, but the thing is, there are different modes for for some of the shapes. Like, there are different modes that you can, let's say, plot the shape. If you were to do rect, capital M, not like that. If you were to do rect, oops, my caps lock is on. Caps lock doesn't matter in this case, but if you were to do rect, mode, space, not space, parenthesis, center in capital letters, I can't type, parenthesis, center, semicolon, and then you were to type in your rectangle, so we can have rect, parenthesis, 50, 50, 50, 50, close parenthesis, semicolon, hold on. Then we would have this. The origin of the rectangle will be in the center. So if you want to do it like that, then sure, go ahead. I'm not going to go into details about the modes this episode. We will do that next episode. But our final basic shape is going to be the triangle. There's only one way to plot the triangle, so you have to be very specific. So what you would type in is triangle, no abbreviation, parenthesis, then you would plot your 3 vertexes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's vertexes. I don't know. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. But you would plot your 3 points. So what we can do is we can have 50, 15, what else can we do? 5, 85 comma I don't know, 95 comma 85. So this would give us an equilateral triangle, and when we run the program, we get a nice big triangle right here. Now what you can do with this triangle, I kind of experimented a bit. So basically I played around with it. What you can do right now is keep this main triangle, and what you can do from this basically sketch, like plot area, like, so you basically, this triangle is plotting where all your other triangles are going to be. Now you might be wondering, why am I saying where are your other triangles going to be? Because we are going to make a Triforce, because I love Zelda, and a Triforce is basically a basic way to utilize your shapes, or knowledge of shapes in processing. So, now that we have the base triangle, we can make our 3 triangles that will go inside. Now, because we already have several of the points that we need, all we have to do is type in enter, triangle, parenthesis. Now, our first triangle is going to go in, the top of it, the vertex, the first vertex, is going to be 50, 15, because that's where the top of the main triangle is. So we do 50, 15. And then our next point is going to be halfway down the line, which is going from 5, 85 to 50, 15. Now, I did a couple calculations. I'm going to make life easy for you. It's not actually 22.5. That gets it off. That's not going to be the x coordinate. What you're going to do is type in 28, 50, because we want to go a quarter of the way, or no, halfway in between points 50, 15 and 5, 85, while going down halfway through the paper so that it would be in the correct position. So we have that, and then our final point is going to be halfway down the other line, which will be going from 50, 15 to 95, 85. I did these calculations too. All I have to do is type in 72, 50. Now, a useful way to know which points the bottom 2 should be, not the main vertex that would be up here. Like, imagine you have the triangle. If you would have point here, like point A, point B, point C, you're looking for points B and C, which would be down here at the base of the triangle. So the points points B and C have to add up to 100 for each coordinate. So 28 and 72 add up to 100, and 50 and 50 add up to 100. So we're just going to close it off with a parenthesis and a semicolon, and we have our first triangle. Now this triangle is going to be very useful because we only need to know one more point for this entire project. So, close this up, and then we do our next triangle. So, we know that this triangle, which will be in the bottom left corner of the main triangle, it's going to have to go halfway between 50, 15 and 5, 85. It's going to be at the bottom left of the triangle, which is 5, 85, and it's going to be in the center bottom of the main triangle, which will be, it's not too hard to figure out, just need to know a few basic math skills. Since we put the center of the triangle, since we put the center vertex of the triangle at 50, we can just type in, it'll be 50, 85, because 85 is the baseline where the bottom is, and 50 is halfway through the paper where the tip of our main triangle is. So then we are going to type in comma again and plot our second vertex, which will be 5, 85, and finally we will type in 28, 50. Now, this rule that I told you about 28 and 72 adding up to 100 only applies when you're going halfway in between lines, when they're going to be basically when the points are going to be the same, just on opposite, how do I say this? When the points are going to be the same, but they're just going to be on opposite sides. But they have to be basically the same point. So, if we run our program now, we have this part. Now all we need is one more triangle, and we already have all the points, so we don't have to do much work. So, this triangle will be going from the bottom center to the middle right to the bottom right. So we already have all those points. So we just type in enter, triangle, parenthesis. Our first point is going to be the bottom center, which we already did, 50, 85. Then our next point is going to be the middle right, which we did with our first triangle, the first secondary triangle, not the main triangle, which will be 72, 50. And our final point, just the bottom right of the triangle, 95, 85. Closed off with a parenthesis and a semicolon. And there we have it. Our Triforce is done. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial of processing. More tutorials will be out soon in the future, because this is a series that I plan to go along with, because I enjoy doing it, and I hope you will too. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. If you like the video, then please do like the video. Leave a rating if you want to, blah blah blah. Subscribe if you want more content from me. But either way, yes, thanks for watching. This has been MaxMon67. Peace.